Well, I know I've showed you our backyard gardens in the past, but I don't think I've ever showed you all of the gardens we have around the house. And all of these have been designed, planted, and they're maintained by Mary Pat. And all I do is mow the green stuff. So I'm going to take you around and show you each section and try to give you an idea of what's in there. Well, we'll just start off here at the mailbox where we've got a mixture of perennials. And here along the side of the house, we've got what I call the circle garden. And this area is bordered by pavers. And those green circles around the paver circles, those are phlox. In the early spring, those are beautiful flowers, and then they're just green for the rest of the year. And we're kind of at the point now, it's late June, where we've got a lot of color. So this is almost the peak for the season, going into June and July, when a lot of things are blooming. Eventually, of course, all this will pass. But right now, we've got most of our annuals are up, including some of Mary Pat's roses. We've got our water feature there, but it's not burbling right now because we're having a cloudy day and it's solar powered. So this is the side garden. Quite a few daylilies in this garden. Mary Pat's best friend from college, Becky, got her into daylilies, but we're a little bit early for the daylilies to be blooming, so you can see that they're still just budding out. Though in a couple of days, they're going to be popping. Here's another view of that side garden with the daylilies and the fountains in it. And these in the foreground are called butterfly bushes. And when they bloom, they're going to be very powerful attractants for monarch butterflies. So right along the front of the house, this is an area that used to have a big slope, and we had it walled up with pavers. And now we've got a perennial garden in here. You can see some Stacy Humello. Those are the purple flowers that are standing up. And some roses. And some more daylilies that have not yet popped. And that continues right around the front here. Until we get up to the approach to the front door, where you can see Mary Pat has planters and a variety of flowers up there. Well, in this side garden, the other side of the front yard, we used to have a big Kwanzaa cherry tree, but we had to take it out this year because it was impacting on the driveway. The roots were. So Mary Pat's planted perennials in here, and as you can see, that goes up to another area of daylilies, which are starting to bloom. So we're getting some nice color out of these. Some beautiful flowers here. And then we've got a variety of daylilies and other perennials, including cone flowers, as we go down the walkway. See, we've got colorful cone flowers right here. Several trees. This what it looks like a tree, it's really not. It's a vine, and if we were to push in here, you would see one of our, what I call our tenants. I can get in there. It's grown up so much. You probably can't see it, but right in there's a birdhouse. And this leads us into the backyard. So I'll show you just kind of the sweep of outside gardens. This is our paver patio, which is, you can see the cushions are all off the chairs because we're expecting thunderstorms today. But we've got gardens all along the perimeter here, so you can see on this side we've got more daylilies and we've got roses, and we also have cucumbers starting to grow up there. These cucumbers are growing kind of in hydroponics. It's a system Mary Pat saw on YouTube where you basically put fertilized water in these 5-gallon buckets, and then the seeds just go in a kind of a screen cup on top, and they're growing like crazy. So we should have cucumbers before too long. And we got another butterfly bush over here. More daylilies that haven't popped. Our tree swallows live in one of the houses down here. And in fact, I believe you can see one. I'm going to try to zoom in on him. There you go. He says, "What's going on?" They are remarkably tame because they see us all the time. Well, these are a new addition to the garden. We've got one here, and we've got a couple of others scattered around. These are known colloquially as lion's tail, Leonotus leonoris. And these are also butterfly attractants. So this will be the first year that we have these in the garden, and we're kind of looking forward to seeing what they bring in. Then around the shed, we've got Stacy Humello, and we have azaleas that have gone beyond their prime now. As we come around, we get to the Stella lilies, which Miss Cody is getting ready to patrol the perimeter over here. Then our back gate. Crepe myrtle that will be blooming before too long, and those are beautiful. And we've got a variety of roses, Stacy Humellos, coneflowers. Look at this whole arch of roses here. And more coneflowers and more roses. We've got our vertical gardens over here along the fence, which are starting to grow. And then this is a new garden area in here. Mary Pat is just starting to get this squared away and planted. So this has a ways to go, but it's coming along. And the garden here in front of the deck has got some perennials, some Stacy Humello in front, but we're also growing a plant called Tihonia. And that's also known as Mexican sunflower. Those haven't come up yet, but when they do come up, they're big orange blooms, and they are powerful butterfly attractants. Monarchs really like them. And when they come up, the newest one we've got, most of them are orange, but we're going to have a new one that's all yellow. So I'll show you that later in the season when they're up. This is also a butterfly bush garden. We've got a couple of butterfly bushes. So this front garden is really the area that we use to attract monarchs, particularly later in the season. And then our last area is right in the center of the backyard. This is another daylily garden, predominantly, though there are a few other things in it. But it also has right in the center a crabapple tree. And this actually sets quite a bit of fruit in the fall. And we have a lot of birds that'll eat this late in the fall. And it's beautiful when it flowers in the spring. So that is it in a nutshell. These are Mary Pat's gardens, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at them.